All right, everybody. Welcome to class. Let me make sure that I'm not muted and everything is good to go. Great. All right, welcome to class. My name is Teacher Chad, and we are going to be focusing on something that I don't think a lot of you have worked on or read about or done any type of practices on. This is going to be word stresses. I notice a lot of times when we read through certain stories and whatnot, you don't know where to place the stress in a word. Okay, either when it's a compound word or a regular, singular word. Okay, so we're going to be going over these type of pronunciations. Okay, so for example, if we have the word respond, how do I know it is respond and not respond? Okay, how do I know where to put that accent? Okay, or the stress. All right, we call them both ways, either an accent or a stress. So that's what we're going to be discussing this hour. All right, the link to this class is in, let's see, so we're going to be going over word stresses first and then compound words. Okay, so the first link is right there. Go ahead and open that up. If you decide to come into class and hang out in the Google chat, the link is there for you as well. All right, let's see who we have so far. Hello, Amparo. How are you?
Hi, I'm back.
Great. Good to see you again.
Okay, thank you.
All right, let's go to Helen. How are you?
Hi, teacher. Fine, and you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. Awesome. Let's go to Man. How are you, Man? Man, make sure that your microphone is not muted, because right now I cannot hear you. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I had, I believe, about 5 reservations for the class. We'll see if the other 2 people are going to make it in for class this hour. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and roll. The link to class is already in the chat box. Please open that up. When you do, this is what you'll see. Okay, and we're going to start off. Everything that we read is going to be on the left-hand side, you guys. Okay, it's all going to be on the left hand. What's on the right hand was originally written in Russian. All right, and so they translate it a little differently. Okay, so our side is over on the left-hand side. So this column, this is where we are going to be reading. All right, so let's start off. We're going to do some reading about what word stress is, and then we'll get into some practices. Amparo, let's start off with you. Please read this first paragraph here, starting out with word stress, English words. Okay, go ahead, please.
English words have certain patterns of stress which you should observe strictly if you want to be understood. The best way to learn English stress is to listen to audio materials and to repeat them after the speaker. The links of the entrance pages of the sections phonetic phrases and vocabulary led to the sites that offer a lot of useful listening materials, including sounds, syllables, words, sentences, and conversations. An overview of typical English pattern of word stress in this material will help you to recognize and understand word stress when you work with listening materials.
Very good, thank you. Helen, let me have you continue. Please read the note.
Note, main stressed syllable in the word is indicated by capital letters in this material. For example, lemon. In words with two stresses, capital letters with a stress mark before them show the syllable with primary stress, and small letters with a stress mark before them show the syllable with secondary stress. For example, economics.
All right, thank you very much. Mon? Mon, is your microphone working? I don't think you can actually hear me. I wish you could, but I don't think you can. Let's go back to Amparo. Let me have you read this next paragraph, starting with generally.
Generally, common English nouns, adjectives, and adverbs are more often stressed on the first syllable than on any other syllable. Verbs with prefixes are usually stressed on the second syllable. For example, on the first syllable of the root after the prefix. English words can have two unstressed syllables at the beginning of the word. One of these syllables will be stressed. If a word has four or more syllables, there are usually two stress in it: primary stress, strong stress, and secondary stress, weak stress. Also, secondary stress may be present in addition to primary stress in shorter words in the syllable in which the vowel remains long and strong.
Oh, sorry. There we go. So, Helen, let me have you continue here and read this next paragraph, starting with prefixes. Helen, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I'm sorry. It was my internet connection.
Okay. Go ahead and read from where it says prefixes are often stressed.
Okay. Prefixes are often stressed in nouns and less often in verbs. So suffixes at the end of the word are rarely stressed except for a few noun, adjective, and verb suffixes. Chinese signify, organize, decorate. In longer derived words, may fall on a suffix or prefix according to typical patterns of word stress.
Okay, and endings are not stressed. Okay, very good. All right, so stress derivatives. This word here is derivatives, meaning where they derive from. Okay, or where they come from. That's what the word derivatives mean. Okay, where something comes from. Let's go to Alexis. Alexis, let me welcome to class. Let me have you read this next paragraph, please, and then we're going to get into some exercises. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Yes. Stress in derivatives. Okay. Stress in derivative may remain the same as in the word from which it was derived, or it may change in a certain way. When nouns are formed from verbs, or verbs are formed nouns. The following patterns of stress often occur.
Okay, very good. So, all right, if a word, okay, if a word is formed from a verb to a noun, okay, so our verb here is going to be deny. Okay, our accent is on the end of the word, deny. So you see the capital letters? Deny.
Yeah.
When we change that to a noun, denial, okay, that same accent or stress follows. Okay, denial. Okay, now it switches. Okay, in some cases as well. Okay, so the shift of stress. Okay, if it starts off as a verb, okay, with the accent at the end, present. Okay, sometimes it switches on the noun. All right, and it is now present. All right, so it happens. The only way that you can learn these is by practicing and hearing people use them. All right, so let's read through these. Let's go to Juan. Juan, let me have you read the words with the same stress, switching from a verb to a noun. Let me have you read all. I think there's 5 of these. Okay, go ahead and read the 5 pairs, please. Juan?
The one that say under the same stress. The ones that are under the same stress.
Yes, please.
Okay. Deny. Denial. Offend. Offense. Review. Review. Preview. Hospital.
That would be hospitalized. Oh goodness, hospitalized. There we go. See that? Hospital and hospitalize.
Okay. Hospital. Hospitalize.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Let's go to the shift of stress. Mon, is your microphone working? Okay, how about Marvin? Marvin, are you there? Marvin, make sure that your microphone is not muted.
Hello?
Mon, there you are.
Sorry. Hello?
Hi, Mon. Let me have you read the shift of stress. Okay, go ahead and read these 5 examples here, please, so that we have 5 pairs. Right here where it says shift of stress, please, Mon. Okay, let's go to Marvin. Marvin, can you hear me okay? Okay, take a look at your screens, you guys.
Okay.
If I can't hear you, okay, check your microphone and see if you are muted.
Shift of verb, present noun. Reference.
All right, looks like we may have a very, very long wait in between, or delay between me and you, Mon. Yeah, big delay. Okay, so Marvin, check your microphone up here. Okay, make sure this is not red. If it is, that means that okay, if it is red, I cannot hear you. All right, if it is not red, make sure you adjust your settings, Marvin. Okay, you can select your microphone or your speakers. Okay, and make sure to save. Make sure to save your settings. Okay, let's go back here, you guys, and we'll go back to Amparo. All right, so some words, when we switch from a verb to a noun, the stress stays the same. In other cases, it switches. Okay, from going to the end of the word to the beginning of the word. All right, and that's how you determine if a word is a verb or a noun. Okay, very good. Amparo, let me have you read through these two paragraphs here, other parts of speech. Okay, go ahead.
Other parts of speech derived from nouns and verbs have the following typical patterns of stress. Adjectives are usually stressed on the first syllable or repeat the stress of the nouns from which they were derived. Fate, noun, fatal, adjective. Color, noun, colorful, adjective. But stress may change in longer derivative, adjective. Metal, noun, metallic, adjective. Athlete, noun, athletic, adjective. Geology, noun, geological, adjective. Argument, noun, argumentative, adjective.
Good. So here, switching from nouns to adjectives, if they are shorter words, in some cases the stress will stay the same. Fate, fatal. Color, colorful. If they are longer, okay, in the derivative adjective form, okay, that derivative means where the word comes from. So if the word is coming from metal, okay, that's the base word. Okay, the adjective form is metallic. Okay, it would not be metallic, it's metallic. All right, so and that's in longer words. So with more than with 2 syllables or more. Okay, and that happens sometimes, not all the times. Like we know in English, a lot of times we have rules, but they're not really rules. Okay, because they're not always correct. All right, in every example. All right, let's keep going down here. Adverbs, Helen. Let me have you read these next 2 paragraphs, please. Adverbs down to organized.
Okay. Adverbs are usually stressed on the first syllable or repeat the stress of the adjectives from which they were derived. Angry, angrily, wonderful, wonderfully, foolish, foolishly, athletic, athletically. Gerunds and participles repeat the stress of the verbs from which they were formed. Forget, forgetting, forgotten. Cancel, canceling, cancelled. Organize, organizing, organized.
Okay, excellent. Okay, these are great rules that are usually always this way. Okay, so adverbs. Okay, so changing that word from angry to angrily. Okay, that stress is going to stay the same. Adverbs are nice and easy. All right, adjectives is where it kind of gets crazy. But yes, adverbs are going to be the same. Gerunds and participles. Okay, they generally stay the same. Forget, forgetting. Okay, forgotten. All right, they generally stay the same. Okay, so adverbs, gerunds, and participles. Okay, those are your friends. All right, once you learn what that where the word comes from, all right, that stress is going to stay the same. Okay, very good. Let's take a look at. We're going to go to 2-syllable words. 1-syllable words are fairly simple. Okay, not much trickiness going on there. All right, 2-syllable words. Let's go to Alexis. Okay, let me have you read through 2-syllable words down to the bottom. So starting at 2-syllable down to 2-syllable adjectives, please.
Okay, but we haven't read the 1-syllable words part.
Yes, but the 1-syllables. Okay, these are very simple. Okay. Yeah, there's not much to them. Okay, book, cat. Okay, you're not going to run into a stress situation on these type of words. Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna read 2-syllable words. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Syllable nouns. 2-syllable nouns are usually stressed on the first syllable. Teacher, student, carpet, lesson, region, illness, statement, city, convict, increase, instinct, object, permit, present, project, symbol. Nouns may be stressed on the last syllable if there is a long vowel or a diphthong in it. Words of foreign origin, especially words of French origin, may be stressed on the last syllable. Trainee, career, delay, concern, police, hotel, beret. What is a beret?
That would be
Roommate.
Barrett.
Beret. What is a beret?
Not exactly sure. Let's look it up. I know what a beret would be if it's spelled a little bit differently. Beret with two T's.
In Spanish, or
Oh,
because
okay.
beret in Spanish is
I
different.
see. Yeah, this would be beret.
Okay,
Okay, it has French origin. This is beret.
beret.
Okay, and it's a hat. Okay, it's a hat worn to the side. Okay, most famously worn by Saddam Hussein. Okay, it is a
Okay.
beret. That is a beret. Okay.
Beret. Okay.
Okay, and so the most common mistake that I hear most people say is hotel. They put the accent at the very beginning of the word. Okay, learn this one, you guys. The word is hotel with the accent on the end of the word. Okay,
Hotel.
and Alexis, yes, let me have you repeat that. Okay, because when you came through here, you said police, hotel. Okay. All right, because that's a common mistake. The word is hotel, okay, just like in Spanish. All right, that word is hotel. Try that one more time, Alexis.
Okay. Hotel.
There you go.
No.
Nice job. Very good. Thank you. There you go. Okay, so typically with two-syllable nouns, okay, the stress is at the beginning. Okay, that's typically what the situation is. Okay, let's talk about two-syllable adjectives. All right, let's go to Juan Sobrado. Let me have you read through two-syllable adjectives until you get to two-syllable verbs. Okay.
Okay, two-syllable adjectives. Two-syllable adjectives are usually stressed on the first syllable. Funny, local, useful, foolish, native, careless. Some adjectives are stressed on the last syllable if there is a long vowel or a diphthong in it. Absurd, complete, extreme, morose,
Morose. Okay.
morose.
Now stop right there, class. What are diphthongs? Anyone know what a diphthong would
Two
be?
vowels together, a weak and a strong vowel, or two
Yes.
weak.
Exactly. Very good. So two vowel sounds together, a weak and a strong, or two weak.
Mhm.
Okay. Now you would have to know what your vowel sounds sound like to know if you are going to be putting that stress at the end of the word. Okay. If it is a long vowel sound, okay, or if it is a diphthong. Okay. Absurd. All right. Complete. All right, so that's how we know when we put that stress at the end of the word. It's the same thing with nouns. I forgot to mention this as we read through. Training, or sorry, trainee, career, delay. Okay, let's see, Juan. Let me have you continue here, please. If there is a prefix, go ahead.
If there is a prefix in an adjective, stress often falls on the first syllable of the root after the prefix. Insane, immune, engage, unwell, unknown.
Okay,
Should I
very good.
continue?
Just till there. Okay. Yes, and this is true as well. In, im, en, un. Okay, those are all prefixes. Okay, very good. All right, let's go to two-syllable verbs. And this is for Marvin. Marvin, did you get your microphone working? Not so much. All right, let's go to Amparo. Read about two-syllable verbs, please.
Okay. Two-syllable verbs are usually stressed on the second syllable, especially if the first syllable is a prefix. Admit, applied, begin, believe, combine, confirm, deny, deserve, dislike, misplace, explain, forbid, forget, ignore, invite, wait, occur, permit, prepare, propose, pursue, receive, reply, supply, surprise, undo, unlock. But there are many verbs that are stressed on the first syllable. Happen, cancel, practice, answer, offer, mention, follow, borrow, punish.
Good. Now, these that are stressed on the first syllable, those would need to be learned. Okay. In most cases, this is absolutely true. All right. The second syllable is going to be the stressed syllable in two-syllable verbs. Okay. So yes, these are less common. All right, but they do happen. There are, like they said, many verbs. All right, so you'll have to learn when we pronounce them pronounce them as such. Okay, very good. Thank you, Amparo. Let's go to Helen. Helen, let me have you read about three-syllable nouns, please.
Three-syllable words? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Three syllables. Nouns are usually stressed on the first syllable, especially those derived from verbs with prefixes have stress on the second syllable. Approval, confusion, consumer, correctness, election, director. Some nouns have primary stress on the last syllable if there is a long vowel or a diphthong in it. Engineer, refugee.
This would be refugee. Okay, with the accent at the end. Try that one more time.
Could you
Refugee.
repeat it again, please?
Yes, the word would be refugee. Can you hear me okay, Ellen?
Now, yes.
Okay, yeah. So that instead of being refugee, okay, refugee, it would be refugee. Try that.
Refugee.
Good, good. Just like that, okay? Now, again, you see that there is a common theme here with the long vowel, okay, or the diphthong. Okay, that's when we are going to pronounce the stress on the end of the word.
Okay.
Okay? All right, very good. Let's go to three-syllable adjectives. Okay, this is for Alexis.
Yes, yes, chat.
Yes,
Sir,
so
I want to say something.
what's up?
That's too much information for me, for my head. My
There,
head
there,
is overheating. Yes,
there,
that's
there
too
is
much information.
there is a lot of information here. Okay,
Yeah.
it's definitely definitely true. but what I want you to recognize are patterns. Okay, if you notice, verbs tend to accent or stress the end of words. Nouns, okay, at the beginning of words. Okay, adjectives
Okay.
are very similar. Adjectives are similar to nouns. They typically stress the beginning. All right, adverbs, okay, are going to follow whatever word. Okay, they follow whatever word they are based from or derived from. So if the word is, let's see, smile, okay, and you say smilingly, okay, smile, smilingly, the accent is still on smile. Okay, that would be an adverb. Okay,
Smile. Okay.
adverbs don't change that much. They follow the same stress as their root word or their base word. Okay, so yes, there is a lot of information. Okay, and it's just like anything else when you're going through. We'll go through it once. You have the link, and you can go back through the information. I don't expect you to memorize all of these rules today and be able to speak fluently tomorrow. No. Okay.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is a guide for you to a guide as a stepping stone. Okay, so don't
Um,
feel overwhelmed. Okay, if you gather two or three bits of information, that's good. Okay, that's what I want you to gather, a bit of information so that you can go back and learn more. Okay, it's like what I
okay.
teach people when they're trying to learn
Chat,
pronunciation. Uh huh.
chat. I have a question.
Yes.
Uh, um, what's the difference, or what is the proper way to say? Because I have here when you people from the states are you sometimes say like a, and sometimes you
It
say
doesn't
ah.
matter. It doesn't matter.
It's not different.
Nope. No
It's the
difference.
same.
A,
Okay.
the, it's all the same. It doesn't matter. You can use any one at any time. There isn't any right way to say it or wrong way.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
Thanks.
Okay? Cool. All right. Let me have you read here.
Okay. Three
Okay, about
syllable.
3-syllable adjectives. Go ahead, please.
Three syllable adjectives. Okay. Three syllable adjectives. Three syllable adjectives are usually stressed on the first syllable, like general, delicate, excellent, wonderful, favorite, curious. Some adjectives have one more stress on the last syllable if there is a long vowel of the diphthong in it. Obsolete, Vietnamese, Portuguese. Some adjectives do not repeat the stress of the noun from which they were derived and are stressed on the second syllable. Generic, symbolic, instinct. Oh,
That would be
I don't
instinctive.
know. Instinctive. Okay, thanks.
Okay? Yes, but as a general rule, okay, at the beginning of the word. Okay? Now, if you are talking about languages, okay, or where something is from and you're describing something as being Chinese, okay, Vietnamese, Portuguese, all right, yes, the accent would go at the end of the word. Okay, very good. Let's go to 3-syllable verbs. Okay, 3-syllable verbs, and this is for Juan.
Okay.
What is one? Okay, shut up.
He's
Sorry,
about to
I'm
read.
looking for.
Okay, Okay, Juan, do you see where we are at?
I'm three syllable. I'm looking it in a separate page. Three
Three
syllable
syllable verbs. It's underneath the adjectives.
Okay, here we go. Three syllable verbs often have primary stress on the first syllable, even if it is a prefix, and secondary stress on the last syllable, which is often a verb suffix. Organize, modernize, signify, specify, compensate, decorate, complement, constitute, but many verbs, especially those with prefixes, have stress on the second syllable. Continue, consider, remember. If the prefix consists of two syllables, its first syllable usually gets standard stress. Understand, decompose, contradict, correspond.
Okay, very good. Thank you. So, if the prefix consists of two syllables, okay, under, contra, okay, here's our prefix here. All right. Okay. The first syllable usually gets the secondary stress. Okay. Understand. All right. So there's a lot of small details in there. Okay, to have to worry about. What I want you guys to walk away with mainly here, and if you are taking notes, okay, it's the first section. All right, the first section. If you were to walk away with information today, it's the first part, this first paragraph that we get to, or sorry, yeah, the first piece of information where it says usually. Okay, yes, that's usually the case. All right, but there are exceptions. There's exceptions all over the place in English. Okay, and it will just take practice. So have patience with yourself as you are practicing them, and you're figuring out how to pronounce these words. Okay, these are basic rules to help you kind of assess certain words and figure out how to pronounce them as best you can. Okay. Us teachers, we're here to help you with those other words. All right, and you can go along building a repertoire or groupings of words wherein it's a little different. Okay. All right, but I wanted to give you a little bit of a guide so that you can spring forward from where you're at right now. All right. Let's see here. Let's do. Now, 4 syllables or more, this is when it gets a little tricky as well. Let's go to, let's see, Marvin, did you get your microphone working? I'm still checking with you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I can hear you. How are you?
At last.
Awesome.
I'm fine. What about you?
I'm doing great. Good to have you here. All right, so Marvin, we're talking about words with 4 syllables or more. Okay. Let me have you read this paragraph here. All right, and let's go through. Let's see, only one stress. Okay, so I'll have you read through adjectives here, please.
Okay, so from 4 or more syllables to only one stress.
Yes, down here where it says interesting.
Okay. Long nose adjectives, verbs and adverbs usually have 2 stressed, primary stress and secondary stress, but there are some long words with only one stress. There are 4 patterns of stress in long words. Only stress on the first syllable. Nouns. Accuracy. Uh, delic- Delicacy.
That would be delicacy.
Delicacy.
Okay?
And okay, adjectives. Interesting.
Good. Now this is a very common word that English speakers make mistakes on. Okay? Instead of saying interesting, okay, or interesting, all right, the accent is at the very beginning of the word. Interesting. All right, so write that one down. That's an important one to remember because it usually comes up in maybe a lesson, okay, at least once a day, if not more. Okay, this is a good word to know how to pronounce. Interesting. Okay, let's go to Amparo. All right, let me have you read through only one stress in the second syllable down to verbs accompany. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Only one stress on the second syllable. Intolerance, geometry, America, simplicity, mobility, telepathy, accompaniment, adjective, significant, mysterious, traditional, intolerable, unreasonable, notorious, verb, accompany.
All right, very good. Okay, and let's go to Helen.
Yes.
Helen, okay, let me have you read about two stresses, okay, on the first and third syllables.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. Down to patronizing.
Okay. This is a very common stress pattern in long words in English. Nouns: economics, information, constitution, repetition, colonization, multiplication. Adjectives: academic, geometrical, international, cosmopolitan, capitalistic, conversational, patronizing.
Hello?
Yeah, sorry about that, you guys. Sorry. What I was explaining of these rules here with 4 syllables or longer. This is the one that I want you guys to pay attention to. Okay, two stresses. All right. So, and this is the one that is most common. All right. So when you have words like economics, okay, this is the first syllable, and na. Okay, that ah sound. Okay, so when I pronounce the word, it's economics. So I bounce through that second syllable to get to that third one, which is the stronger of the two stresses. Okay, economics, information. Okay, you can barely hear that four there, information. All right, and I get to that mation and I press into it a little bit more. Okay, that's how we pronounce these longer words. Okay, so these rules here, this is a good one to memorize and to work on when you get to longer words with 4 or more syllables. Okay, it's going to be on that third syllable. Now again, not every time, but this is the most common. Okay, the most common, right? Let's go to our last one here. Two stresses. Okay, and who's my last reader? I think Helen read. So let's go to Alexis. Alexis, let me have you read the last part here, please. Two stresses on the second and fourth. Alexis, are you there? Okay, let's go to Juan.
Okay. Which part again, please?
At the very bottom here. Okay, where it says two stresses on the second and fourth syllable.
Nouns. Consideration. Investigation. Continuation. Adjectives. Experimental. Incomprehensible. Verbs. Identify. Intensify. Intoxicate. Accumulate. Commercialize. Apologize.
Okay, now with these words, it changes on verbs. Okay, here with nouns and adjectives, okay, if you have this sort of pattern, the stronger stress is on the fourth syllable. Okay, with verbs, it's on the second syllable. All right, consideration, identify. Okay, investigation, intensify. All right, so that's the difference there. But again, with these longer words, okay, I would pay more attention to the first and third syllables. Okay, that's exactly how a lot of these are pronounced. Okay, and when you get to verbs that are longer, okay, this is very common with the second and fourth, as well as the very first one that we went over. Okay, where again that second one is stress, and there's only one stress in the word. Okay, any questions at all? Any questions at all, you guys?
No.
Okay, I know it was a lot of information. Okay, maybe even a little boring, but that's what it is when you're going through stresses and trying to figure out how to pronounce these words. And really the only real way to do that is to take what you've learned in the notes, okay, and move forward onto reading and practice them. Then as you're reading through short stories or paragraphs or sentences. Okay. The other thing that I wanted to go through are compound words. Okay, that's my my next link that I have. Okay, the link is here. Okay, go ahead and open that up. Okay, and we're not going to go through this the whole thing here. I mainly want to look at a couple different sections. All right. So when you open up the main screen or to the main page, okay, compound words. Okay, you guys are two words mushed together. Toothpaste. Tooth is one word. Paste is another word. Flashlight. Same thing. Flash and light mushed together. Okay. So that's what a compound word is. Okay, and let's go to primary stress. All right, so let's go to Marvin. Marvin,
Yes.
let me have you read. Let me have you read the first these two paragraphs right here, starting with primary stress and comparing. Okay, read these two paragraphs, please.
Okay. Okay, primary stress on the first component reflects the tight connection between the two parts of a compound noun. This stress is the main distinguishing mark between a compound noun stress on the first component and a regular free attribute plus a noun combination in which primary stress is on the second word on the noun.
And the next paragraph, please.
Okay. Compare these pairs where the first is a compound noun, tight connection between the two components, primary stress is on the first component, and the second is a free combination of an adjective or participle with a noun, loose connection between the two words, primary stress on the second word.
Okay, very good. So what I want you guys to remember about compound words, these here on the left-hand side are compound words. Greenhouse. The first word usually receives the stress. Okay? And that happens more often than not. Now, if you were to split these two apart, okay, a greenhouse is a place where you can grow plants. Okay, that is a greenhouse. Usually, it's made of glass or made of maybe a tarp, something like that, that lets light through. Okay, but if the house is actually green, okay, I would read it differently. Okay, where the second word or the second component would receive the stress. So if I use this in a sentence and say, I'm going to go to my greenhouse to look at my plants, make sure that they are doing okay. That would be going to my greenhouse. Okay, but if I tell you my strange friend painted his house green, so now he has a green house. All right, so that's how we know that we are talking about two different things. Greenhouse is a place where you grow plants. If he has a greenhouse, okay, that means his house is actually the color green. Okay, let's go through here and read some of these, please. Starting off with Amparo. All right, let me have you
Greenhouse.
read this list here, please. Go ahead.
Start with greenhouse until.
Down to English teacher.
Okay. Greenhouse, greenhouse. Blackboard, blackboard. Dark room, dark room. Evening dress, evening sky. Walking stick, walking people. Reading test, reading boy. Mobile phone, mobile person. Stone age, stone building. Hot dog, hot tea. Paper knife, paper bag. English teacher, English teacher. Teacher.
Dang it, I did it again. Jeez. All right, sorry about that, guys. I keep muting myself because I don't want the fan to make any noise. Anyway, so yes, it's extremely important to remember that when you have compound words, the first word receives the action, okay, or receives the stress. Okay, the word hot dog is a common mistake. Okay, some of you, when you read through and you have the word hot dog, you say hot dog. All right, that would be a completely different word. Okay, hot dog is what you eat. Okay, the accent or the stress goes at the very beginning of the word. All right, and now, like I said, it's not with all Okay, it doesn't happen with all words that are compound words, but most of the words work that way. Okay, when you have two together. Okay, and here's a list of a few exceptions: mankind, well-being, afternoon. Okay, those are some exceptions, but for the most part, and those were only a few. Okay, there aren't very many exceptions to the rule, you guys. Okay, so there's some other good pieces of information on compound words about phrasal verbs down here below if you want to take a look at those. Okay, explains how to pronounce those when they're put together. But I mainly wanted to go over those compound words put together. Okay, you guys. All right. Well, thank you for coming to class. It was great having you here.
Sure.
I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay.
See you.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
Okay, see
All
you.
right. Thanks. Take care. All right. Bye.